So would you have any advice for some new coaches coming into, well, maybe the business or just at any level?
Um, yeah, I think there's no really there's no track. Everybody's going to find their own way, and everybody has a different way of moving up the ladder, and everybody has their own strengths. And I think you have to know what's best for you. Your decisions might be different than someone else. You can look at successful people; they leave tracks, and you can see, oh, yeah, I think that fits into the way I think about where I'm at as a coach. And then you can pick up on that and utilize that as something that you can put into your own toolbox. But I just think that you have to continue to develop yourself, get your knowledge base up, get out in front of kids as much as you can, like you're doing. Learn how to teach, learn how to communicate. But I think the biggest thing when you're coaching is just relationships are huge. Making good relationships with everybody you meet. You never know when that's going to pay off down the road, when that guy that you met and you made a positive impact on is going to remember meeting you that day, and that might get you the job that you're looking for. And that creates your reputation too, and your reputation is going to take you a long way to moving up the ladder and establishing yourself as a coach. So, and I think you just try to do things first class. Try to do things the way and treat people the way you'd like to be treated. And all those things will take you a long way, because you might have the best knowledge base in the world in hockey, but if you can't get along with people, and it is a big time people business, then you're not going to have success. So those are just a few of the things I think. I've been coaching in the NHL now for 25 years, and I'm not the greatest coach out there, but there's lots of great coaches. I try to be the best coach that I can be, and work at it as hard as I possibly can. But just try to establish those relationships and try to create a good reputation in the business.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, just dealing with different personalities, different people, whether they're players, parents, or coaches. You have to be able to be communicative and explain things, and that's one of the challenges, is to get that buy-in from players, and just believing in the feedback even that you're giving them.
Yeah. What's the saying? They don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. So that's the way it went anyway. But
no.
I think just being able to relate with people on a one-on-one individual basis, and not just about hockey, about a lot of different things. And I think that if you do have a keen interest, and you have to be genuine about it, because there is definitely, especially in the NHL, there's a good BS meter there. The guys can figure that out in a hurry. So you have to be authentic, be yourself, be authentic, and drive that way.
Yeah, for sure. So after 30 plus years of your coaching experience and 25 years in the National Hockey League, what has been some great memories or a memory that you have had that you can share with the viewers?
I think, there's a few. Well, number one, having a chance to be on a Stanley Cup champion team in Anaheim in 2007.
Okay.
Not a better feeling than that. That's the best. That's the pinnacle. I was fortunate to be around great coaching staff and fantastic group of players, and that was great. Also, I played major. I was one of the few guys that was able to play major junior hockey and then play college hockey after, because back in those days they had what they called the schoolboy contract, where you signed your contract, but I remember looking at it, it was like they used a straight edge and they just crossed out all the places where you got paid or said anything about getting paid. So you kept your amateur status, and that kept you eligible to play college hockey. So we won the Memorial Cup in Cornwall. Cornwall Royals was the name of the team. They're no longer a team, but we were the only Ontario team that played in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League at that time. So we were the English guys in the Quebec League, and people love to pick on us. But so able to win Memorial Cup championship, and then the Stanley Cup. The only thing that was missing in there is I played hockey at Michigan State. We went to the Final Four, and we were close to winning the national championship there. So would have been nice to have all three of those. But definitely when you look back, the times that you win are definitely the highlights, of course.
Right. Who was the head coach of the Ducks at that time?
Randy Carlisle.
Yeah.
Dave Farish was there with us, was assistant coach along with myself.
Okay. So, and then, on that team, was Kariya on the team at that time?
Paul wasn't on the team at that time. No, he was. But I coached. I had 2 stints with Anaheim. I did coach him the first time.
Okay. Yeah, he was one of my big idols growing up, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And just kind of small player, smart, quick, and just
I'm still good friends with Paul, and our head coach Travis Green is very good friends with him. They play cards once a week back in California. Travis goes back to California during the off season, so
okay, yeah,
comes to visit us when we go to California from time to time. And he was just so we saw him in Anaheim last time we were there too. So yeah, I mean, having a chance to coach Paul was one of the highlights of my career as well, because if you take the word dedication, he's off the charts, like more dedicated than any other player I've ever seen to his craft, his conditioning, his practice habits, his mental preparation, everything, you name it. He put everything, his heart and soul into every day he was at the rink.
Yeah, no, you just hear all these stories on not just his success on the ice with his goals, his points, and then how he was as a leader, but his off-ice stuff. I remember hearing all the time. They would rent ice, his brothers and him rent ice in the summers, and how he would shoot pucks, practice his backhand. That's why he had one of the best backhands in the league apparently back then. We actually billeted Martin Kariya, our family, when I was in grade 6, so I was 12 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, that was about, what's that, over 20 years ago now. But
right.
He was our billet, and it was a huge it was another great mentor for myself, and
okay.
big learning here.
You ask about, some things for kids to do. Be like Paul, because I do remember, you talk about his backhand shot. I remember walking into Anaheim ice in the summer. He was training. He had rented the ice all by himself, and he didn't see me. I just walked in, and I was looking down. And he was taking backhand shot after backhand shot after backhand shot. Like, that was all he was doing for the whole hour. And you're right. He ended up having one of the best backhand shots in the NHL. So he felt like that was an art that not a lot of other players possessed, that he could utilize, that could give him an edge to score goals, because he was a goal scorer. Yeah. So he took it upon himself. And then the other thing that Paul did too was he felt like he wasn't flexible enough. So he could barely, at one time in his career, he could barely touch his toes. He could barely spread his legs and touch it, go down and touch the floor between his legs. So he got himself, a stretching guru, and he worked with him over the course of summer. By the end of the summer, he could do the complete splits.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I actually went up and did a couple of workouts with him at that time too, tried it. But that's Paul. Like, when he dedicates himself to something, it's he goes all out and puts his whole heart into it. So, yeah, that's a great example for young players as well.
Yeah, that's funny. It was great having Martin here. Well, yeah, and living with us and just learning so much. He was so into his studies. Obviously, had practice. Spent quite a bit of time with my brother, sister, and I playing hockey in the driveway or video games. I think at that time it was like N64, and he would spend time with us, but also he was a big Simpsons fan on TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
a great family.
It was a huge year, yeah. And pretty cool to have